In today's video, we'll take a look real estate trend in Southwest Florida. Cities that we'll be reviewing will be in Naples, Marco Island, Bonita Springs, and Estero. My name Anna Eckstein, Naples Ultimate Luxury Group. If you do like to view economic update video and United States real estate market trend, I will attach the video at the end of this video. Let's start. All right, let's take a look. Found this couple slides that I like to share with you before we start looking at the real estate market trend in Southwest Florida. What every buyer needs to know about the home prices. Obviously, buy now or wait. And gosh, it's probably $1 million question, as we all been watching for the past 4 years, and there's just so many YouTubers up there, and so many people anticipating this real estate market crash or downside, and it's interesting how everything unfolds. Obviously, we on this channel, I never guess or predict what can happen with real estate market in the United States. I am a real estate professional with 19 years experience, and I have been through the GFC crisis, and I saw how much devastation and been done to the real estate industry in 2008, 2009, 2010, and for so many years stayed. So I hope we will never relive that. But in my humble opinion, I do believe this real estate pricing where they're at right now, they're just not sustainable, especially for the younger generation. So that's just how I would like to live with that. And this is the quote that I found online, just thought would like to share with you. So the unaffordability of the real estate market in United States, I've been talking many times on this channel, and we all know, and it's nearly 40 years difficult affordability in United States, especially, again, cannot stress enough for the younger generation. And in my previous video, actually just done the video, I will upload down at the end of this video. It's actually in the greater 90% of the country metro area, we still experience the growth in the real estate market. So the pricing is still on a rise. And where I go with this, I would like to show to you the expert. So I always say on this channel, so every area, every section of United States, they have their own real estate demand. And real estate pricing is always about the supply and demand. And a lot of those areas, they still experience a shortage on the supply side and demand. Some of them areas experience softness in real estate demand. And of course, we will cover what's happening in Southwest Florida. But this is forecast from experts. You can see them on the bottom of this page, and you can see the Fannie Mae still expecting the home prices will be 4.8%, and Freddie Mac as low as 0.5 increase in 2024. This is through the United States. In the current market, rising prices and direct results of insufficient housing supply not meeting the full demand. This is the quote from Chief Economist from the NAR. And we, especially in Southwest Florida, we see tremendous supply of the properties on the market, not only in new construction, but also in the resale. And I will share with you shortly, but this is something that I would like to share before we take a look at the local data. So this is from the Bill McBride, and he says, I always like to start with the inventory, since inventory usually tells the tale. The current inventory is increasing year over year, but is still below pre-pandemic levels. This is interesting, the chart. And if we take a June, this is the data based on June, the first week, I believe it's around first week, or maybe second week of June. And you compare that in the same week in 2023, this is on average, we increased in the country 38.4% of the inventory rose, right? But in the same week in 2019, we actually still below 35.7%. And it's interesting. So as I'm producing this videos, I really would like you to share your feedback. What would you like me to cover more? If there's something that I share with you, but I'm not quite clear to explain to you, just please comment below, because I'm producing these videos for you guys. And unfortunately, YouTube, as great to producing content, is only one way. And I don't know if you have any questions, or maybe I explain something not as clear as I can. Just please let me know. Please, I would really appreciate your comments below. So this is existing inventory. You can actually take a look in the country from 2017 to 2024. And this is something that I was thinking today, and it's not going to happen in this video, but I will moving forward. I'm thinking of adding, as we continue reviewing local data, I will add I usually do 30 days and I do 1 year. So I was thinking to add data for the 30 days, 6 months, 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year. Then we can really compare those period of time and see where the inventory going in or pending sales, things like that. So if you do like to add more data, just please let me know in the comments below. So this is the inventory continues to improve throughout the country, as we can see, and this is the year period from 2021 to 2024. You can clearly see that. The active monthly listing also, we've been editing on a rise. In some parts of our country, I don't think we really need more active listings, but that's just my opinion. The seller continue to, there's more sellers obviously stepping in, being in such a high rate, and some needs to force to move to the job, to the maybe family grow. I mean, there's many different reasons why people upsize or downsize, or they have to move even when the interest rates are high. So the new listings, you can see also they've been on a rise in 2024. And this is interesting data actually come in, that on average, look how much the new construction will really added to the U.S. New construction market. That's quite a bit. And this is way above the average where we have since 1983. And this is the change in the inventory. Interesting. Take a look, guys. So we local update that will be coming up right now. It's in Florida, in Southwest Florida. And take a look, we added 70% more of the inventory. Some of the folks obviously still struggling in some of the states, but for majority, we did added quite a bit inventory. So obviously it's really good for the buyer. If you're the seller, well, you have to definitely stepping up in your game plan when you list the property. So if we take a look, the active inventory, this is, we're going back to Southwest Florida. So on the middle, we have cities that we're covering, which is Naples, Marco Island, Bonita, and Estero. And this is the data actually for the month of May. And you can see that we cover in single family and also condos. So on the left, you can see that it's 1 year comparison, and on the right is 30 days. So below you can see what actual explanation of the active listing inventory, and it's a number of the properties listings that is active at the end of the month, which is May of 2024. So you can see if you keep watching this channel regularly, you can obviously see that we all on uprise on active inventory in Southwest Florida compared to especially a year period. And you can see as much for the single family homes, as much as 63% in Estero. But take a look, as much as 123% on active inventory. It means there's more homes remain active. It's more homes remain for sale. They didn't go under contract. The buyers didn't come in and say, okay, I'm ready to put this property on the contract. It's at the end of the month that homes still remain for sale. So if you compare to a 30 days, you can claim on seasonality that some sellers in Southwest Florida, when the season is ending in April, they decided, I just take my property off to market and I will think about what I want to do. And that's my opinion, reason why you see less active inventory compared to the 30 days. If you take a look new listings, that's how many new listings being added in the month of May in Southwest Florida. On the middle, you can see the numbers, and you can see the kind of mixture on the single family home, some down, some up. You have 18% more new listing being added in May 2024 compared to May 2023. In Marco, actually, as down as we lost some new listings in a month of May of as much as 52%. You can see on the condos, we basically, for most of the parts, we are up, but Bonita actually lost some of the as much as 15% on the condos. Again, compared to the 30 days, I think less sellers would consider to put the property in May than they would put the property in April on the market. So month supply of inventory, that's how we determine, are we in a buyer's market, are we in a neutral market, or are we in a seller's market? So the definition of the neutral market, well, I would say definition of the seller market is anywhere between 1 to 4 months supply of inventory. Neutral market, you're looking about the 4 to 6 months range. And anything 6 and above, that would consider to be a buyer's market. So you can clearly see that for majority of the part, we're definitely going into the buyer's market, or we're already in the buyer's market. And compared to a year ago, you can see we added the months of inventory in Naples as much as 59%. We did lose some in Marco for single family home. For the condos, we gained as much as 109% in Naples and as much as 152% in Estero. That's a lot of months of inventory on a market that we added in Southwest Florida compared to 1 year. And the definition of this is estimate of the numbers of months it will take to deplete the current inventory. Like how long it would take to sell all of these properties. That's how long it would take us to sell them. So if we take a look showings per listing, it's average number of showings scheduled on active listing per month. It not means that how many showings, that means that it's went under contract. It's how many showings on average you would expect per month. And on the middle, you can see the number, and you can see the Naples is down as much as 29%. So what this can tell you, like, okay, so what about the showing? Why do I need to know? How that important to me? Well, if you're a seller, you have to understand, you just lost 29% of your buyer foot traffic compared to a year ago. Well, if you're a seller in Marco Island, you just gained 26%. So that's how important to understand the health of real estate market in Southwest Florida. You have to understand how strong your buyers, how many properties for the buyers. Okay, well, how many homes up there to see that I can negotiate better terms and conditions. So I can choose more homes. I can view more homes and choose more home that would be better fit for my family. So that's how, when you see this number, that's how you understand, okay, well, there's less buyers, so there's more homes for sale. Well, I can choose better, I can negotiate better. So if we're moving on to medium showing to pending, that's actually how many on average, again, buyers would need to see the property, and every community is different. So when you look this number, don't assume that if I live in Morins, I need to have 8 showings to get my property pending, because there's many variation when it comes to that. How well your home showing, how well your home price, how well your home position on the internet, how well your home is marketing to potential buyers. There's so much more comes when just to look this data when you list your property if you're seller. So, and as your buyer, you can take a look, you can say, okay, well, that's how much competition I have. So I have to deal with that, right? So when you take a look, you can see the Naples, actually, those showings went down by 11%. Marco Island, they actually went up by 44%. For the condos, you can see Marco is up by 15%, Bonita is down, and Estero is down actually by 33%. So if we take a look, medium days on the market, it's the number of days between the property is listed and when the offer is accepted. Again, guys, I cannot stress enough. It's so much more to do just these numbers. It's how well your property price, how well your property shows, how much, what kind of presentation you have up there. So all of that can be less or more. This is average and can be, believe me, can be way more than this average. In some communities, I can go and see that my average days on the market is close to 142 days. And in another community, my average days on the market could be 30 days. So it's not only even that, it's more like, okay, how much supply do I have in a community as well? So there are a lot of things that comes. This is our averages. And you can see that medium days on the market definitely went up as much as 114% in Estero for the single family homes. For the condos, as much as 136% in Estero. Pending, that's the number of listed properties were under contract by the end of the month. It not means that they closed escrow, it's just they went under contract. They had a fully executed contract. So you can see the number of the properties, and you can see that we gained some pending inventory, which is good. In Estero, as much as by 15%. We do lose in Naples 7% on single-family homes. And you can see for the condos, we gain in Marco Island as much as 38%. And we did lose pending inventory. So there's less homes went under contract in May of 2024 for the condos. And for that matter of fact, for the single-family home in Naples area compared to a year ago. And again, for the 30 days comparison, you can see it's definitely went less. Again, this area is very seasonal area. We always consider our season, I would say, even those, I like fourth quarter in Southwest Florida because a lot of buyers generally would step in and say, okay, well, I would like to secure the home by the end of the year so I can have really nice home for the season. Remember, if you're a seller or you the buyer, you have to remember the closings happen every day. It's just there's more closing happen in a certain period of time, and some closings happen less in certain period of time. We have very strong seasonality in Southwest Florida. So if we take a look, medium percentage of the last list price. So it's not what initially property was listed. It's actually the last list price before the property went under contract. So you have to understand, if you're the seller and you listed the property for 100%, and then your contract has certain price. So your contract, that's your price right here. So if you list it for 100%, you getting in Naples on single family home on average 96.3%. In Marco Island, you can see on average, people getting a little bit less. It's 93.5%. So in Estero, they're getting a little bit more. It's 97.3%. And this is your condos numbers. So you can see that that percentage actually went down for majority part to a year ago, except Marco Island is up by 1.3% for single family home. For the condo, you can see across the board, the sellers getting a little bit less compared to a year ago. Is that good? Not really, but that's the data. So if we're going into median price per square foot. So this is median price per square foot than we have in Southwest Florida. But could be way off less and way off more, depending where your property is located. And even within the same neighborhood, is so much more variation of, do I have a newer property? Is my property golf access, or it's an inland lot? Is my property located in a bundle golf when you have a bundle membership to the property, or I just have a social membership? All of that price per square foot is very variable depending on the top of your home. So if you're a seller and you're wondering where is your medium price per square foot, I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you and explain everything what I do from the marketing perspective to the property to successfully execute a closing on your property. And my phone number is always attached to the end of the video. It's easy to reach me, 239-249-4476. So and you can see actually Naples and Bonita, the price per square foot is, medium price per square foot is actually rose as much as 9%. The Marco and Estero down by 3%. For the condo, across the board is down, except the Bonita Springs up as a 10%. So medium sales price, you can see on the middle, that's our medium sales price. And again, I just explained to you how the price per square foot work. Medium price, sales price works about the same way. We have way many different sales price in Southwest Florida. But you can see that Naples and Bonita Springs went up as much as 14% in Naples, Marco Island down, Estero down, Marco Island down as much as 11%. For the condos, Naples and Bonita up, including Marco Island, as much as 19% in Bonita, Estero down 10%. So dollar volume. Dollar volume is, if you added like all the properties for single family homes and then all the properties for the condos on the bottom, that's how you see how much the dollar volume actually sold in May of 2024 in Southwest Florida. And then if you take these numbers and you compare to a year ago, that's how you can see the Marco, Estero, Bonita up as much as 12%, Naples down by 4% for single family homes. Now, for the condos, you do the same thing, and you can see across the board, they're actually down as much as 27% in Estero. So this is our last chart for to take a look, the real estate market update for May 2024 in Southwest Florida. And we can see the closed sales, it's number of the transaction that actually closed during the month of May 2024. This is how many transactions closed for single family home. And you keep wondering, oh, Naples, it's 462 single family home sold. Marco Island is only 54. What's wrong? Well, Marco Island is a very small island. So Naples is much more larger. It has way more properties than in Marco Island. So anyway, if you take a look at that and you compare what happened to a year ago, you can see that we had less closed sales actually in the month of May compared to a year ago. And Naples, Bonita, Estero, they're all down. And Bonita down as much as 9%. But Marco Island actually is up by 17%. So the more properties sold in Marco Island by 17% compared to a year ago for the single family homes. Now, interesting enough that you can see the number of sales for the condominiums, they all down across the board. And Bonita actually lost the most, as much as 39% in Bonita Springs. Thank you for watching. I hope you and your family enjoyed this video. And if you do, please subscribe the channel below. My name is Anna Eckstein, Naples Ultimate Luxury Group, MVP Realty. Thanks so much and have a good day.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wings.